And for just over 1 million Canadian dollars, this property at 313 O'Connor Drive here in East York could be all yours. And hey there, today is Tuesday, January 17th. The time right now is 11:42 a.m., of course, and the temperature is -7 degrees Celsius, and with the wind chill, it's feeling more like -14. As the number 8 bus just races past, going east on O'Connor. And this is the intersection of O'Connor Drive and Donlands Avenue. Donlands extends just north of here up to the Millwood Viaduct. And we're having some light snow flurries right now. But in this not very well thought out video, as I turn to the south and see the sun bearing down on us, I'll be heading south down Donlands all the way to Danforth Avenue. There's a Timmy's on the northeast corner. Just north of here is the Don Valley. There's an interesting little stretch of retail here. Guardian Pharmacy, the Donlands Diner. Select Bakery. It's also interesting to see the angled street parking on the east side. You don't see that too often in the city. But Donlands runs between Danforth Avenue to the south of here, and again up to the Millwood Viaduct, which is just north of here. And there's the site of an old theater, the Donlands Theater. And at some point in the 70s, they showed Bollywood there. It was built in the late 40s, and it was frequented by a very famous Canadian who grew up just over here on Woodville Avenue. We're going to take a very quick detour to 217 Woodville. And that's where the legendary John Candy grew up, who unfortunately passed away in, I think, 2004? Or rather, 1994. That was way off. But it looks like the house he grew up in is no longer there. It's that one right there, that big one. It most likely would have been one that resembles these smaller homes here. That was a bit of a nothing burger, and I'm pretty sure I've been this way. I'm getting deja vu. I think I did this in a video I recorded through here about 4 years ago or so. But this is traditionally a working class area. Although there's been fairly significant gentrification over the years. Throughout the city, this area specifically seems to have resisted it a fair bit. Rather than Starbucks and chain stores, there's a lot of more independent retailers along the stretch. It's by no means what you'd call a destination neighborhood. Yeah, let's cross over to the other side, why not? Fix for less, a barber shop, Benjamin Sports. Get your bike tuned up. Get your treadmill repaired there. There's a niche service. What a weird use of space, this angled parking. African Indian restaurant, Captain John Fish and Chips, one-piece halibut, $13.99. The Thrifty Chef. And that is it pretty much for the retail. It's not a very big strip of retail. I'm sure it serves the local community just fine. I was a little bit worried when I saw that I'd be walking directly to the sun, but I don't think it'll be too bad. And at the end of this one, we'll go in through a new entrance of Donlands Station that opened up not too long ago. One I don't think I've covered yet on the channel. But it's mostly single-family homes on the stretch. And I think they're priced similarly to that one we saw at the start of the video, somewhere between $1 to $1.5 million on average. That would be Canadian, of course. There's a Ritz restaurant across the street. So this is East York, the former borough of East York. I think it ends to the south at Salmon Avenue. And this is Cosburn, one of two major streets that cut east-west through this neighborhood. Well, three if you include O'Connor. It would be Cosburn, Mortimer, and O'Connor. Fairly new condo there. The bus I took as we look at the last of a dying breed, the non-electric muscle car. But the bus I took north was the 56. I think that runs between Donlands Station and Eglinton Station. I might even end up taking that bus home. There's an 87 Cosburn. There's bike lanes on Cosburn, but none on Donlands. There's a fire hall. we have a church. I think that is the Holy Cross Church. Connected to the Holy Cross Catholic School. Bike share swinging in the wind. And they've got an artificial plane surface. That's neat. Saves a ton on water and maintenance. That building across the street is called the East Yorker. Here's the 56, that's the 56A. I think that takes about 30 minutes or so to get to Eglinton from Donlands. My other option would be to take line 2 to Bloor Yonge and transfer. I think that would be a few minutes quicker. This is one of those areas that very much feels like it's stuck in a bit of a time warp, like a lot of these streets on the East End. You often hear about Toronto's exploding population and affordability crisis, and the lack of housing, and you see cranes and condos going up everywhere. Then you come to a pocket of the city like this, and you would have no idea any of that was going on.
Jumped up on it.
It's worth noting there is a lot of NIMBY pressure in this area. It's quite resistant to change. Look at that view unlocked. Got the CN Tower popping up in the middle of the financial district off in the distance. And a lot of these residential streets are very much the same. Single-family bungalow dwellings for the most part. Some lingering Christmas decorations. And there's obviously been redevelopment of some of these properties over the years. This is Mortimer coming up. At this point, as a realtor, I would say you're not too far from the subway. I would probably lie and put 5 minutes. And I think that 56 bus only runs about every 20 minutes or so. So it's still very much an auto-centric dominated area. It's a really interesting, almost fortress-like entrance to that house. Mortimer here, another east-west route along the south side of East York. You could really divide East York into two, south of the Don Valley and north of the Don Valley. Service changes. The stop has been updated in preparation of the opening of Line 5 Eglinton. The routes shown above reflect future bus service at this stop. That's the 51 bus. Maybe when I said 56, I meant to say 51. I'm sure someone will have corrected me down in the comments. It's a really nice looking property. Cargo cabbie, friendly, professional, and reliable movers. Some of these moving companies are just downright shady. They'll give you a quote, and then what you end up paying is significantly higher, and they'll hold all your stuff hostage until you pay. And some will charge per step if they have to bring anything upstairs or even just up your front porch. Definitely do your homework before signing up to one of them. There's a small high-rise. It's 2 stories. But they've got solar panels on their roof. Nobody needs to see me. So this is Salmon. This is pretty much the south end of East York. It does dip down to Danforth Avenue to the east of here. We are fairly close to some major parks. Yeah, it is the 56 bus, which seems to be running more than every 18 minutes. Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. And records, collectibles, comics, and toys. I love seeing corner businesses like that. I think every intersection like this ought to have corner businesses, even in purely residential areas. That's been something the city has been trying to bring back. But it constantly meets opposition by NIMBYs who don't want their neighborhoods to be better. We're not too far from Dieppe Park and Taylor Creek Park. We're also not too far from Danforth Avenue now. Doing some work on the roof. Vehicles will be towed at tree maintenance. Rather than tow vehicles, why not just relocate them? Just hook them up on a tow, move them to a nearby spot. Still deliver a hefty fine and charge the person for all the fees, and that way they don't have to go fish their vehicle out of a compound. I don't know, maybe they'll report their vehicle as stolen that way? Well, they might do that anyways if it got towed. I don't know, I think that would be better for everyone. Here's a newish looking development. I think a lot of these homes are 1930s and 40s era. Look at that odd duck. It's very little in the way of windows on the front right. That must have been an addition at one point. I don't think they would have built it like that. I kind of call this a blend of an urban street with suburban, dominated by suburban characteristics. Hey, they've got a take a book, leave a book library. There's a corner shop, one that doesn't appear to be there anymore. But we're south of Salmon. Hey, FedEx. This is something we're seeing more of in the city. That's neat. But we're now in the old city of Toronto. I think one of the reasons for the lack of commercial development in this part of East York is there was prohibition in place in one point in time, and it wasn't in place on Greektown, and that kind of led to an influx of restaurants and bars and those establishments on Danforth. In fact, Danforth has the highest concentration of restaurants, I think, in North America. Looks like it's recess. I guess it's 12. It would be lunchtime. At Wilkinson Public School here on the left. This is kind of how schools always look like on TV shows in the 80s and 90s that were set in the US. I'm thinking head of class type shows. Not these sprawling L-shaped low-rises you see in the suburbs. There's another 56 bus. Maybe that one will be my chariot home. Let's take a look. Let's check out the Transit Now app. Donlands north to Eglinton Station. Leaving in 8 minutes. I don't know if the camera focused on that. And there's a rebuilt section of Donlands Station. I walk around a block in 8 minutes. I want to check out that new entrance to the station. So is that bus just gonna chill there? That would be kind of ideal. Wait for me. Caramel Coffee Shop. So this is Danforth, a street I've covered a number of times on the channel, and this is just east of Greektown. There's the Only Cafe. Got a neat little patio in the back. Coffee shop on one side, more of a bar on the other. You can just see the concentration of retail here is significantly higher than on Donlands. But it's like this for most of the way on Danforth, from Victoria Park all the way to Broadview. Secret Planet Pizza House. There's a local institution, Square Boy. Get yourself a burger, fries, and a pop for $7.50 by some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. And that's Jones Avenue. That's where Greektown starts, just up ahead, but I want to check out this new entrance. It's part of a accessibility project, if I'm not mistaken. There's an old church that's been converted into lofts with a new addition on the side. Oh, they've got employees manning the entrance here. So no, this one isn't elevator accessible. They've been manning these entrances more often. I think there's just a rash of people waltzing right on into these stations. I'm not sure why they opened this. It's only a block away from the main entrance. This would have cost a ton of money, and there's no elevator access. If I were in charge of things, I think I would have put that money somewhere else, given the crumbling state of the TTC, but there's a reason I'm not in charge, maybe. But you saw how close it was to Donlands. Not really sure there's much benefit at all from this. A few people save a few minutes every day. Oh, this is the westbound platform to Kennedy. If I end up taking the subway home, I want to be, or sorry, this is the eastbound platform. I want to be on the westbound platform. Next train in this direction, 2 minutes. Scientology's loudest whistleblowers just died. Alright, let's see if that bus is still there. It should be. It hasn't been 8 or 9 minutes yet. They've completely redone this as well. Buses, street, and elevator access this way. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description, as that bus is still there. Let's get on it. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Yoink. It's always quicker to get off at Dunfield than ride the bus to Eglinton Station. That wasn't so bad. I think it took maybe a little under half an hour. I wasn't really paying attention. But grabbing a nice seat on the bus turned out to be a better option than taking the subway. As this walk started off going south down Donlands from O'Connor Drive, now we are going west on Eglinton Avenue East in Midtown. I may very well end up cutting out the bus ride part, I'm not sure. But I'm just going to keep recording until we get to the intersection of Yonge and Eglinton in a minute. And we're still getting some very light snow flurries. I know I already wrapped this one up, but again, if you stuck with it through the bus ride, I hope you enjoyed that. I always find it awkward talking or narrating on transit when there's anyone sitting near me. See the CN Tower off in the distance. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and comments down below. As we are here at Yonge and Eglinton, and this video just went over the 1 hour mark. So again, thanks for watching, stay warm, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.